I'd like to begin with a story that exemplifies the meaning of ritual in the most humanly relatable way possible. This story is told by Elizabeth Gilbert. Some years ago, I was stuck in a crosstown bus in New York City, rush hour traffic. Nothing was moving. People were angry and frustrated and irritated with each other and the world itself. Two men barked at each other about a shove that may or may not have been intentional. A pregnant woman got on the bus. No one gave her a seat. Rage was in the air, and no mercy would be found here. But as the bus approached 7th Avenue, the driver got on the intercom. "Folks," he said, "I know you're frustrated. You've had a rough day, and I get it. I can't do anything about the weather or the traffic, but this is what I can do. As each one of you gets off the bus, I will reach out my hand to you. As you walk by, drop your troubles into the palm of my hand, okay? Don't take your troubles home to your families tonight. No, just leave them with me. My route goes right by the Hudson River. And when I drive by there later, I will open the window and throw your troubles out in the water." Oh my gosh, it was as if a spell had lifted. Everyone burst out laughing. Faces gleamed with surprised delight. People who had been pretending not to notice each other's existence were now grinning at each other and saying, "Is this guy for real? Is he serious?" Oh, he was serious. At the next stop, just as promised, the driver reached out his hand, palm up, and waited. One by one, all the exiting commuters placed their hands just upon his and mimed the gesture of dropping something into the palm of his hands. Some people laughed as they did it. Some people teared up. But everyone did it. The driver repeated the same lovely ritual at the next stop and the next, all the way to the river. In my vocation as an interfaith minister ordained in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, I recognize that the word ritual can mean very different things to different people, right? And this is why I love this story in particular. It distills the power of imagination down to a simple human touch. The bus driver was not a magician peddling tonics and elixirs to cure human pain. Nor was he a high priest or a guru offering sage advice through ancient sacred scrolls. No. The sheer magic and miracle of this ritual lay in one precious gift. The gift of bringing both intention and attention to a difficult moment. He extended his own hand as a peace offering, an invitation for people to humbly surrender, let go, and release their troubles in the hand of another human being who could relate to the pain of the world. He couldn't fix or cure it, but he did what he could within his own small sphere of influence. Consider it from this perspective. This bus driver served as a vehicle for transformation. He transformed a crowd of angry passengers into a community with a shared vision and destination, the Hudson River. A destination for release, a place where people could imagine themselves exiting the bus feeling just a little bit lighter and freer than before. This, my friends, is the power of ritual. Today, we too find ourselves in a difficult moment, yes? Yeah. As a guest minister, I have the honor and privilege to travel to many of our UU congregations across the Pacific Northwest. I have heard the cries of congregants seeking to ritualize the pain of the world through candlelight vigils and marches demanding justice. I have listened to the heartfelt bittersweetness of people's joys and sorrows. And I too share the collective ache and longing to experience greater solace, peace, and healing in troubled times. For me, the word bittersweet offers a sensory embodied feeling on a soul level. Author Susan Cain expresses it eloquently in her book, Bittersweet: How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole. I've concluded that bittersweetness is an authentic and elevating response to the problem of being alive in a deeply flawed yet stubbornly beautiful world. Most of all, bittersweetness shows us how to respond to pain by acknowledging it and attempting to turn it into art, the way that musicians do, and healing or innovation or anything else that nourishes the soul. If we don't transform our sorrows and longings, we can end up inflicting them on others via abuse, domination, neglect. But if we realize that all humans know or will know loss and suffering, we can turn towards each other as a community. So, here is my question for us today. How might we at Saltwater UU Church turn towards each other as a faith community to engage in a spiritual practice of ritual and renewal? How might we hold the creative tension of life's bittersweetness and transform it into a creative offering, an art form for healing, integration, and wholeness here, today? So this brings us to today's ritual. Right after our worship service, you are invited to participate in co-creating an earth altar outside, but now inside, because of weather and snow and rain, who knows? It just changes. So we're going to just move with that change. And the nature ritual is a symbol for unity, a symbol for peace, a sensory reminder that we are part of this vast shared ecosystem, reminding us that we are part of the human and more than human world. Sacred, holy, beautiful. And this is the dynamic rhythms and seasons and cycles of life that Robin Wall Kimmerer a Potawatomi scientist and author, describes so beautifully about the vitality of the living world in her book, The Serviceberry. She says, all flourishing is mutual, reciprocal, abundant. Amen. This ritual is, of course, an invitation and optional, depending on your comfort level of engagement. So I'd like to close with this benediction. May each and every one of us be blessed. Bless our human hands, our human hearts. May this spiritual practice of ritual and renewal strengthen us in holding the bittersweetness of life in all its beauty and pain. Help us remember that we do possess agency in illuminating the world within our own small sphere of influence. And may our simple, creative offerings provide a moment of grace. And may it give us the strength to carry on, one person at a time, one act at a time, all the way to the river. May it be so. Amen, ashe, and blessed be.